Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us this morning here on CPAC as we bring you special coverage right now of the swearing in of Mark Carney as Canada's 24th Prime Minister. And we saw there very briefly before someone stepped forward for a white balance, very briefly, the doors of Rideau Hall, where those who will be sworn in along with Mark Carney as his first cabinet will be entering the residence of the Governor General, of course, the site of today's swearing in. A lot to bring to you in the next couple of hours as we see who actually makes their way to Mark Carney's very first cabinet. And to walk us through everything this morning, happy to have with us in studio Laurie Turnbull, Professor of Political Science at Dalhousie University, and with her, Chris Hall, former National Affairs Editor at CBC News, these days Managing Principal at Navigator. Hello to both of you.
Good morning.
And also happy to say at Rideau Hall, we have this morning our very own Andrew Thompson, keeping an eye on everything there. And, you know, we should point out, Andrew, we're up a bit early. 11 o'clock is when the swearing in is meant to take place, after which we'll be watching all the action there. But right now, as we count down to that time frame, walk us through what you're seeing around you right now. Because oftentimes there are people gathered around Rideau Hall, be their family, friends, and certainly supporters a few times. What are you seeing right now around you?
Well, Michael, right now, it's not quite the situation it was in 2015 when Justin Trudeau was sworn in as Prime Minister. Then it was a beautiful fall day. Thousands of people were here on the grounds of Rideau Hall. Today, I would say there's maybe a couple of dozen.
Okay, folks, as we're coming to the conclusion of our show and heading into that special live coverage, here once again is a live look at Rideau Hall, where Mark Carney's swearing in as Prime Minister of Canada is set to begin in about an hour. That would make him Canada's 24th Prime Minister after nearly a decade of leadership under Justin Trudeau. Now, he enters the role, I don't need to tell you, under very uncertain circumstances for this country. There's the ongoing economic threats and the musings from U.S. President Donald Trump and his administration, threatening us with tariffs, hitting us with tariffs, but also mocking this country's sovereignty. All of that is going to be analyzed in the CBC News special coverage that's going to begin this new political era in Canada. Here is Rosie O'Donnell and David Cochrane.
This is a CBC News special presentation.
You are looking live at Rideau Hall in the nation's capital, where today Mark Carney will be sworn in as Canada's next Prime Minister.
Mark Carney has never held elected office, never won a seat, but on Sunday he won an overwhelming victory in the Liberal leadership race.
The next Prime Minister of Canada, Mark Carney.
A short contest called to replace Justin Trudeau, who, facing pressure from within his party and flagging public support, announced in January he was stepping down.
I cannot be the one to carry the Liberal standard into the next election.
Carney will now take over and lead the Liberals into that election, a race that could kick off in a matter of days.
We are going to have a carbon tax election.
We're ready to go to an election.
We are ready. Let's go.
Carney is choosing a team to lead Canada through the coming weeks, appointing fewer ministers, a slimmed-down wartime cabinet for a critical time in Canada's history.
We know this is a crucial time for our country. We're united to serve Canadians.
The threat from south of the border, the one challenge that will hang over his every decision.
I'm not stopping the tariffs. Without us, Canada can't make it. I say Canada should be our 51st state.
Today, we see who Mark Carney wants to help him take on those threats and his priorities heading into the next election as he becomes Canada's 24th Prime Minister.
Hello there, I'm Rosemary Barton, joining you, hoping you're joining us for special coverage of this historic day. Justin Trudeau has now visited the Governor General to resign formally as Prime Minister and recommend to her that she ask Mark Carney to form government and a new ministry. Mark Carney will be arriving at Rideau Hall shortly, followed by the ministers that he has appointed to his cabinet, because Justin Trudeau's cabinet, when he resigns, also no longer exists. Host of Power and Politics, David Cochrane, is, of course, by my side to discuss a little bit about this cabinet, who we are expecting to see. We've been talking about it for days now. It is going to be a slimmed-down cabinet, down from, it was 37, including Justin Trudeau in his last iteration. Nothing like that today. We're going to
No, look, if you're going to be in this cabinet, it's a streamlined, focused cabinet to meet the moment. If you got dropped from it, it's a bloodbath. We're talking
Bonjour, mesdames et messieurs, ici Patrice Roy et toute l'équipe de l'information de Radio-Canada. Bienvenue à cette émission spéciale entourant l'assermentation du 24e premier ministre du Canada, premier ministre désigné, Mark Carney, qui officiellement va donc diriger le pays dans un peu moins d'une heure à 11 heures. Vous voyez des images en direct de Rideau Hall où lui, bien sûr, sera assermenté. Auparavant, et c'est déjà fait, actuellement, au moment où on se parle, Justin Trudeau aura démissionné donc de son poste de premier ministre.
You're watching Global BC. This is Global News Morning.
Shot of Rideau Hall. Thanks for joining us. A historic day in Ottawa. Mark Carney is about to be sworn in as the country's next prime minister.
Yes, we're taking a look here at some of the dignitaries who are inside. We can see former Prime Minister Jean Chrétien. We can also see Michael Jean, former Governor General, off to the side there. Many people just kind of chatting for what is about to become a swearing-in ceremony for our 24th Prime Minister of Canada.
And as we've been speculating this morning, the new cabinet of Mark Carney as he unveils his team, a much smaller cabinet than the one Trudeau had previous to the cabinet we're going to be unveiled today.
Yes, we're expecting about 15 to 20 cabinet ministers. Some ministerial posts might be kind of all assembled into one. And who knows, there could be some new cabinet ministries named as well as we deal with the situation and the threat of tariffs from our neighbors to the south of us. This ceremony is set to begin any moment now. We can see everyone making their way into Rideau Hall. We saw Marco Mendocino also walking in.
Hi there and welcome to special coverage right here on CTV News Channel of Mark Carney's swearing in. I'm Vashi Capellos in Ottawa. Just a few blocks from where I sit, Mark Carney will be sworn in along with a brand new cabinet in just about exactly 60 minutes time. But we are getting a sense of what Carney and his team want to convey with these new selections, with the size of cabinet, which will be much smaller than the current number at 37, and also what will happen very quickly thereafter. Here to help me unpack what we do know, the big questions that remain, is Mike Couture, our senior political correspondent. He's on the grounds right there as we look live at Rideau Hall, watching as ministers, I anticipate, will begin to arrive. Okay, Mike, let's start off with the big picture. Who we know is remaining. We've got François-Philippe Champagne, who will move from industry over to finance. Dominic LeBlanc will have a file that is focused on the Canada-U.S. relationship and in particular all the issues around trade. Kamal Khera gets a promotion to health. Gary Anandansangari, moves to justice. An attorney general. And then we've got some other names like Stephen Guilbeault, Jonathan Wilkinson, and David McGuinty, who we anticipate will remain in there. Talk a little bit about what we know so far, Mike.